Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to that time of the week. I'm your host, Maddie Smith. What a week. I only have one guest today. As you can hear, I sound like Amy Winehouse, and that is because I have been filming a TV show straight for 2 weeks. Last week on the pod, I was saying how I was feeling ready to film. I was like ready to go, and now my life is over. I feel dead. We finished yesterday. We had a little rap party. I got stoned out of my fucking mind and questioned my entire existence in front of a group of 40 people, but it turned out fine. And now I'm in LA. And I'm going to tell you one thing about LA. The rumors are true. These people are insane. Okay? When I tell you I was and I'm not going to name names. She's not even going to listen. I was in a bar. People were like not like opening up to me. And then they were like, let's meet up. I'll give you an Instagram follow. The minute this bitch looked at my profile, I saw her brain rework itself because she saw I had Instagram following, and she literally opened her mouth, like her jaw dropped, and she was like, wait, you're like famous? And I had to be like, I mean, bitch, you weren't giving me the respect I deserve, but no problem. And then now she wants to get coffee. And the rumors are true. LA is insane. So we're going to talk about that. It's a little bit of a all over the place episode because I've been filming for 24 hours until today. But tomorrow I got another recording coming up with 2 LA comedians, and it'll be a little bit more structured. But today we're just going with the flow. So let me bring up my guest. She's your favorite. She's my favorite. Stuart Fullerton.
Maddie, what is up? I may be just one guest, but I have multiple personalities, so I got a lot.
I have multiple personalities too. I'm worth 3, 4, 5, depending who I'm around. When I'm at Wild 'N Out, I'm one person. When I'm in LA, I'm another person. When I'm with my family, I'm another person. And I think that's fine.
And I think that's totally fine. I've so many all over the map personalities. I'm so excited. First of all, I just have to say, your voice sounds iconic. You sound like me. Just raspy. It means you had a good rap party last night.
I literally sound like you. And I've just been on set for 2 weeks. Like, things have been crazy. The grind, the rap party. And then I had to like go to LA immediately. Like, everyone in LA is like, where's Maddie? And I have all these meetings lined up, and like my voice is insane. I just like need my assistant to give me some hot tea. You know what I mean?
Just like so exhausted. Yeah, maybe you'll have to pull like
tired.
a Celine Dion where you don't speak all day.
I'm going to have to pull a Celine Dion and the next day a Lindsay Lohan and check myself into a hospital for exhaustion.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what's coming.
Exactly.
I'm
Wait,
excited.
so was the rap party last night?
So it wasn't last night. So I got to LA yesterday, and we were filming in San Bernardino, which is an hour away. So the rap party was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the whole season, people were like, Maddie, the last night, because these people smoke like a motherfucker.
Wow.
I didn't realize how much everyone smoked at that. I probably shouldn't be outing people. No one cares about weed anymore, right?
I feel like weed is fine.
It's fine.
I smoke. I'll out myself. I smoke weed, but I'm the type of person that smokes right before bed.
Yeah.
Like literally as I'm in bed.
Yes.
I am so impressed with people that can smoke and either do comedy or write or work. Like,
so impressed.
it's crazy. I'm so impressed.
I do feel if you put me in a writer's room and I'm high, I can bing, bang, boom, because I'm like with other people. I'm like, oh, we're cooking. I'm tagging up. I got crazy ideas coming. But you leave me alone and it's over. I was having thoughts.
The spiral starts.
I was literally high and I was like, oh, you dumb white bitch. Fucking blah, blah. Who do you think you are? Everyone here knows you're a fake whore, dumbass.
Bony whore. Ripping blunts left and right.
Blunts.
Like you're one of the squad.
Oh my God. I had to pull a producer to the side and I was like, listen, man, I am stoned out of my mind and I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing great. Weed will ruin some of the I love weed, like, first of all, but like it will, on the other hand, it will ruin some of like the most amazing things. Like I'll be like watching Real Housewives, my favorite thing to watch, and I smoke a little weed and I'm literally like, why are we all here? Why are these
Why?
people doing this? Why are we depleting the middle class? Why are these women's lips popping out at me?
Depleting
what
the
is-
middle class.
What's
Yes.
with plastic surgery? Why do people want to all look the same? And then I'm
What's
like,
with
okay,
it?
now you just ruined the show.
Now you just, and that's how I felt about the rap party. I was like having fun with everyone for 2 weeks, and then I took one hit, and I was like overanalyzing everyone's interactions. And
Yes.
I was, but then once I started drinking, I was like just more like twisted and chilling.
yeah. I like doing both.
I should have drank first and smoked second, but you know, we were sitting outside the hotel, and I tried to just do one hit off someone's blunt, and he was like, it's puff puff pass, Maddie, not one puff, and I had to be like, haha,
Double puff.
my bad. And then all of a sudden, I'm entering a world of my brain, and and you're like, oh, I'm almost 30, and I'm wearing sweatsuits on TV, and my hair was in pigtails. You dumb bitch. What the fuck? Like, everyone thinks you're a fucking loser.
Literally, like, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, 100% off.
Yes.
Wait, so how was the rap party? Because I just want to know, like, all the tea. Like, does everyone go? Because I know sometimes, like, no, people don't go.
Yes, let me give you the tea. Let me officially say this is the start of our first segment called Let's Sync Up. Okay, so this is Stuart's first question for today. You can ask me anything you want about Wild and Out. How was the rap party, you
Amazing.
said?
So my question is, how was the rap party? I want to know because, like, I haven't really heard a ton about, like, different rap parties, but I
Yeah.
know that, like, sometimes, like, the main people don't go, but you definitely went.
I
So
definitely
y'all
went.
probably all go. And I want to know, like, was the food good? Like,
Yes.
was the drink, like, where was it? I want to know everything.
Let me tell you something about Wild and Out rap parties. They are equivalent to High School Musical cast parties
Oh, I love it.
because we get lit as fuck, and then at like 1 a.m.
Does everyone make out?
No making out, but they'll play Wild and Out games like in the bar. So
Yeah, so it's literally like a high school.
And the producers are like, I'm just waiting for you guys to start singing. And you're like, oh my God, this is a high school. And then all of a sudden someone pulls out like a beatbox and there's like a freestyle going on, or we play like, oh, kick 'em out the classroom, the one classroom game we play. And like, it's literally the same as like anything goes. And
They're literally like,
it's amazing. And the producers are like filming it, and everyone's like, there's like a cipher going on. It happens every season. This year, the rap party. So we were in San Bernardino, which is bumfuck California. It's like the suburbs.
Yeah.
It's literally like, so we were at some bar called 4th and Mill. It was literally in a strip mall plaza. It was weirder than past seasons, because past seasons we were in Atlanta, where the rap parties were at like fancy, fun, cool places. This was not a cool place, but it was so fun. I was so high, and like they had like they had like an open bar and like the table of food for us, and I was like, oh, this is embarrassing. For some reason I was like, oh,
you're like,
I was like wearing a Wild and Out shirt, and I was like, I'm like, I look like I'm part of like a summer camp crew, like got my swag on, like Justina was in the corner, like queen bee. I was like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. If someone saw me here, I would be like, oh. That's how I felt. I should not have gotten high because I was just very aware of everything going on.
Too much.
So
Wait, was Nick Cannon there?
So Nick doesn't go. I don't think he goes. Someone was like, when we first started this, we didn't have all this food. We didn't have all this, and now like Nick doesn't come to the parties. It's different. So,
oh, I love it. It's like times have changed.
Times have
and you're
changed.
like, I wasn't here a long time ago, so I'm loving the paycheck.
I'm loving it right now. I love the corporatization of this show. Bring it on. And so like two of the girls on the show, they don't go to any of they're too famous, but Justina was there. She's always
I
a
love
good time.
Justina.
I love her. I was wearing
Obsessed.
like my Birkenstock slides, and she was like, Maddie, I love how you just like did not change anything about yourself to be here. And I was like, listen, Justina, I told someone I should change into my sneakers, and he said, "No, Maddie, we already know who you are. Don't change. You need to keep those slides on." So I kept them on. So that was a nice
They
moment
really
we had.
accept your whiteness so much.
They really do. And the minute I feel myself being like, should I wear my Jordans? I'm like, no, they already know.
Just the stocks and socks.
Stocks and socks and your biker shorts. And let's fucking go. No one's wondering, why is Maddie not wearing joggers? No, everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
So
wait, you finished what you were going to say.
that's it. There was just, they had like fried chicken sandwiches, like buffalo chicken sandwiches and little sliders.
Oh, I love buffalo chicken.
I know, they had wings. Although eating wings in front of these people while I was high I had to throw them out early.
You can't do it. You can't even do it.
I was like, I look like a caveman, and then they had an open
Gnawing
bar.
on a bone.
I'm gnawing on a bone. I'm like, "Arr." And then they had a open bar. So once I started drinking Bud Light, I was like, okay, I can start talking to people now.
Oh, hell yeah. So, okay, like, what was so literally the after party starts, and is it like trickle in, like awkward, like someone's the first person there, and then you like trickle in, and then like people are outside smoking, and like no one's in there. And then like turns into, is there any dancing or just the games?
There was, so the annoying thing is that the bar kicked us out at midnight, which was annoying because last time we shut the place down, and then 2 seasons ago we got so fucking lit, and then we ended up at a strip club in Atlanta. But this season, the COVID only restrictions only just stopped. So at midnight, they were like, you have to go. So we went back to the hotel. So there wasn't any dancing, but there was a lot of smoking outside. There was a lot of like, oh my God, flirting with the camera guy. He's like, so like, what's next for you? And you're like, I don't know. Just like, I don't know. Just going back
Hope
to
to work with you again.
Yeah. He's like, well, I produce beats. I'll send you some beats. And they're like, okay, cool. See you soon, Lou. And then you move on to the next. And then you're like, you're just like bouncing. It's like a horny vibe, you know? Because like everyone's loosened up. Adrenaline. You're like intermingling with the audio people. And then like the producer ladies are like, where's my favorite girl? And you're like, I'm here.
Wait, I have something to say.
Okay.
Camera guys.
Yeah.
This just came to me right now. Camera guys are really attractive. Like when I was an extra on a TV show this summer.
Not to brag.
Recently.
Not to brag.
I was an extra. SAG-AFTRA paid. Yeah, they did give us food. There was no rap party. But the camera guys are really hot. Like the boom mic guys and the camera guys and like the little PAs.
Obsessed.
And they're nerdy too. They don't really have girlfriends. I really think that, but I just think they're too busy working on shows all the time. They don't date people. But single ladies need to seek out the camera people, I think.
1,000,000%. Camera people and audio guys are the place to be, because they have to be respectful because they're putting the lav up your shirt.
Yeah, they're not creepy. They're not me tooing you.
The camera guys are watching us all dancing, and if they stay one thing out of line, it's like, trust gone, you're fired. So the camera guy and the audio people are the ones you want to get with.
Yeah, and they're like, they have a life, they have a job going, but they're not like crazy rich in the way that they're gonna like try to control you or anything or like ruin your life. So single ladies, that's a hot tip. I think you should seek out the camera guys.
Seek out the camera guys. Seek out like the producer, the production people, the logistical people. Do not seek out people who are on stage. Do not seek out a cast member. Do not seek out a comedian, an actor. We are fucked up individuals.
Don't do the talent.
I would like to let it be known that I am pretty normal, but these people on stages, it's bad.
It's really bad, yeah. And the way that ladies, you can do that, or gentlemen, maybe there's a gay one here and there. I have not seen a gay boom mic holder. I think a gay man would be like, this sucks. I'm not doing this.
This sucks. Put me on stage. Put me in glam.
Exactly.
I'm not doing this.
No. But ladies, you could be an extra on a show for like 2 days. You literally just like find out about it, be an extra for like 2 days, and then meet a guy.
Meet a guy, and they're ready. They're ready to go. If you are, my favorite part about something like This is like there's little cliques. So I was like watching the party and like the makeup the makeup team was sitting together and they were like, "Do you use MAC SP5 or no?" And they're like, "I hate Glossier, but the cloud paint is like, I love the cloud paint. I love the makeup."
Wait,
people.
is that what they said?
Yeah, the one girl was like
Wow.
obsessed with the cloud paint, and then we all followed each other on Instagram. And then there's the little clique of like the big producers at one table, and they're like, "Ugh," they're all like just hammered, and the other
suits.
table is like the entry level producers, and they're like, "I'm gonna go. I'm so tired," you know. It was funny. It was fun and funny.
Wait, okay, so that actually brings me to my next question.
Okay.
So we kind of have already discussed this a little bit, but I know that, and you have to say what you told me, which is the funniest thing ever, that Justina said to you.
Yes.
When you told me that Justina brings her own makeup and doesn't even let the makeup people touch her. And
Literally.
then she said to you, "Maddie, you'll just let them do anything on you, won't they?"
Actually, it was a little bit of her and someone else because you know me. I go into hair. I say you do it, whatever you want to do. Actually, I have a story about that in a second. And then makeup, what the fuck ever. I don't care. I just want to get on stage, and I'm very
don't
stressed
care.
about the show. I'm very stressed about the jokes I'm about to
Yeah.
tell. Like, do not even. Other people are more looks forward.
Yeah.
Or also, Justina's been on the show so long that like the jokes
She
come to her
knows.
second. Like for me, it's like I need to know that I'm gonna kill today because the psychological trauma that the show has induced in me, watching people get sent home or like seeing people bomb. You're like, I can't have that happen. I don't care what I'm wearing. But I was wearing. So we had a Halloween episode, and I was wearing a skeleton outfit with like joggers over it. I thought I looked fire, and my castmate Chico came up to me and he was like, "Maddie, do you just let wardrobe put anything on you?" And I was like, "Chico, but then he was like, I actually do the same. I'm not messing around. But for dudes, it's different because they just wear pants and like he wears a bulletproof, like he wears a vest every day. He doesn't care what, like it's different because they put me in some crazy shit and I'm just like, let's run with it. However,
Yes.
and Justina's very like, see, Maddie doesn't care. I care. She has like her own personal dressing room.
Right.
So, and she has so many clothes, so many different outfits. One day she wears like a full like Britney Spears Toxic outfit, that like rhinestone outfit, and then the next is
my
this like
God.
full dominatrix, and meanwhile I'm just like wearing pajamas on stage. But I had a little bit of drama this season because I'm so easygoing that the hair lady, one day she did my hair in a way that I did not like. And
Yeah.
I'm like trying to maintain my easygoingness, and at the same time people are like,
I would have
"Maddie,
done the same thing. I would have been like,
oh my God,
I love it.
this is what happened." I did space buns one day, they looked fire, and then the next
I love
day
those.
fire, and then we had long braids one day, and the next day I came in and she was like, "I got a great idea for you." And she put my full hair in 2 buns, but then in the front of the hair she did something like along here. It literally was like an alien. I literally looked like an alien. And I thought
Like waves or like.
it was kind of like waves. I don't even know how to. It was like a friendship bracelet on my scalp. It literally looked like, like
did she braid it?
it. Not even a braid. Like
It was just like she like made the hair go in a certain way.
a little bit loopy. Like
Yes.
right along the hairline. I literally looked like an alien. And I thought when she said, "I'm okay, all set," I thought all of this was coming down, or I thought there was going to be hair added and there would be pigtails. It was horrifying, and I was so overwhelmed with emotion. And always the women are like, "Maddie, rehearsal in 10, so we have to pick it up on Maddie's hair." I was so stressed. I walked out of the trailer and I was like, I'm so embarrassed by what's going on right now. I couldn't walk into the green room. I ran into the girl who sews, and she's like a hard ass. She's like, I started crying. I was like, "Elle, I literally like hate it. Like I don't know what to do. I look like an alien. I cannot walk into the green room." And she's like, "I'm gonna go tell them." And the woman was like, "Baby, why didn't you just tell me? You know I don't care." And then I was like,
Wait, that's so funny.
drama. And then when we got back to the hair trailer, it was like quiet because they knew like that Elle just told her So then I just stared at my phone while she put pigtails in my hair. I was like,
Oh my God, wait, did she say anything while she was doing it?
She was like, do you feel comfortable with this? Like the whole day was like, you feel comfortable, baby? And I was like,
Oh no, that is so cringe. But like, I'm the same as you. Like, I'm such a people pleaser. Like, I would
Such
never
a-
say anything and then like just act like a child. Like, you
A
know when you get
child.
your hair cut
Yes.
and cry? It's like
Yes.
that. That sensation is like
it
so real.
was very triggering for me. And then the rest of the day I was hard on myself because I was like, why can't you, you're 30. Why can't you fucking look her in the eye and be like, I'm not feeling this, instead of standing up out of the chair and saying, okay, awesome. And then running into the first person you see and then crying.
I would have, when I tell you, I would have done the same
You dumb fucking-
thing.
It was bad.
Some people are just wired differently. Like you're talking about like the guy Chico and like Justina and stuff. Like a lot of people, like even like a Kardashian or someone,
Yeah.
like people who are specific in what they want. I am so jealous of their
So
life
jealous.
and like envy them. Like they are kind of next level in that way. They're
I
like,
know.
no, I know it. And I'm so jealous. Like I'll just wear anything. Like I think we've discussed this
Anything.
before. Like if we see something looks good online on a model, we'll just buy it.
Yeah.
And
I
it's like,
forget that I don't have that body.
yeah, it's like, no, you have to like know what works
Yeah.
on you
Yeah.
and like what actually like looks good. And like I
Totally.
have a personal style, but like I'm such a people pleaser. I'm just like, I love it. Put a weird wave on my head. Okay,
Put a
fine, now I'll
weird wave on my
cry.
head. Put a weird wave on my head. We'll deal with it after. I don't know.
That is hilarious.
But I am glad that we changed it because that would have thrown me off all day, and I feel like I would have gotten made fun of on stage.
Yeah,
they would have
they-
been like, "This bitch looks out here looking like George Washington." Blah blah blah.
well, you have such a like roast persona that
Yeah.
like you can't open them up with alien hair to they then be penetrated. You know, you got to keep your
I literally-
fortress tight.
100%. I was like, I can't go up and call someone like fucking ugly. Like they're gonna say, I have nothing to say to you because your hair looks so whack.
You should have like just started crying on stage.
I almost, it was and it was the last day too, and I wasn't even supposed to be in, but Nick Cannon made a decision last minute. He was like, let's get everyone in today, and like,
Yeah.
absolute,
Oh, that is so funny.
absolute chaos.
So what seasons did y'all film? Did y'all do just one season or
We
two?
did one season. We did 3 episodes a day for 9 days straight.
Oh my God. It's like crazy. Are you dying?
I'm so dying. The craziest thing is like there was no audience. This is some inside tea for our listeners. Usually Wild 'N Out has like a live studio audience. They stand up, and it runs like a regular show. Like the games are right after one another. Nick says, "Okay, next game, everybody up out of their seats. Wild in." It's like a party. This was like it was like Truman Show shit because the audience was
Yeah.
the only audience was other cast members and usually the cast members who aren't in the episode, they're in the green room fucking partying.
Chilling.
They had to sit in the audience with like 10 paid influencers who are part of our bubble. So by the end
Wow.
of it was very like alternate reality. Like the cameras are on and you're like, wildin'. And there's no one. It was very like, the fact that we were
Yeah.
doing 3 episodes a day was like, this isn't even art at this point. We're just cranking them out because
Yeah.
that's what you have to do in a COVID bubble. It became
Totally.
very just like, all right, let's just get this done. But
Yeah.
the fact that we're like on like the Wild 'N Out girls are like Wildin', and there's like no audience. It was very interesting.
That is so interesting. It makes you think like how much like the sports players feel.
Right.
For me, I would like it being a sport. I've always been like, how do basketball players literally not listen to all the sound? Like,
Right.
You have to just tone out or tune it out. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know how they do it. It was weird. It was humbling at first. The first episode, you don't hear the laughs like you want to.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm a dumb fucking loser. But then by the end, you're like, all right, I hacked this, I think.
It's all going to look good in the post situation.
That's what they said. And you just have to deliver your joke and pretend it's fire because then they can edit it and make you look good rather than you being like, oh boy, that was bad.
That was weird. Yeah, totally. How were the influencers? Were they like, I'm obsessed with influencers, so.
They were fun and funny. You know how You know how the show Roast Battle in LA has the wave?
Yeah, they were like that.
Yeah, so some of them actually got together and like formed a little, which was fun because like when Justina would go up, they'd be like, Justina, Justina. And they're like, Maddie, like you have
Wait,
your little...
really?
Yeah. So they would be like, and it was like, it turned into like a little bit of our own game. So that was cool.
Wait, that reminds me. I think I've told you this before, but you know, I was on drill team in middle school and high school.
I know.
And we would invent little things as well. We were not dissimilar from the Wild and Outcast. Me being Maddie, of course, slash maybe,
of course.
slash what's his name?
Jacob Williams?
Jacob Williams.
Oh my gosh. Jacob Williams is someone who I had spent a lot of time with this season.
I love it. And we'll leave it at that. Oh, no, I'm kidding. We love him. We love Jacob Williams. But we would make up little things for like the sports players. And whenever a guy, when we were in middle school, whenever a guy would make a basket, we would go, swoosh, he did that.
Yes. That's exactly what they were doing. They would be like, DC. DC. It was great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, this is great. Like, wow.
There is
I love
nothing better than a chant. We played a new game.
A unique chant. I'm impressed with that.
I'm obsessed. All the games we play on Wild 'N Out, like this is some tea. There's a new game and it's called Big Booty, and there's a chant and it's called Ooh, Big Booty, Big Booty, Big Booty. She got a big old booty, and then you go in the middle and you do it. You're like recording with Stuart. Oh, big booty, Big Booty, Big Booty. She got a big old booty, and then it like the DJ speeds the beat up, so by the end it's like oh, big booty, Big Booty, Big Booty. You got a big old booty. So
wait, I love that. I actually have played Big Booty before.
Oh shit!
Yes.
I didn't know it was not a Wild 'N Out original.
At Say It With Me church camp. So
did they call it Big Booty there?
They really do. It's different though. So what you do in my version, literally the opposite of the Wild 'N Out version of Big Booty. So you go to church camp. You sit around in a circle with primarily white people at church camp. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
But you sit in a circle and then you go, big booty, big booty, big booty. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Big booty.
Big booty.
And then everyone's in a number. So you do like, so I'm number one. Someone's number two.
Yes.
Yeah. So then you do
going,
big booty number one, number four, number
Literally.
6, number 6, number 7. Yeah.
That's how we played it. Okay. So I think he reformed it to rapping, but
an updated Big Booty.
Yes. But in our workshop we did Big Booty number 2, big, and you can't, and if you mess up, and then it gets to the end where it's 3 people and they're like, because you get out if you like mess up, right?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah. If you don't do like Big Booty number 2, number 4,
oh my gosh,
number 4,
yes.
yeah.
But if you say number 4, number 2, you're like, I just said your number. He's out.
I just said your number.
He's out.
And then,
He's
and
out.
then they're banished.
Oh my god, so fun. Any sort of chant game, like my name is Maddie. Yeah, I'm getting high. Yeah, because it's my birthday. Like you don't need coffee if you wake up with Big Booty, the birthday game, any sort of these chant-based games will get you fired up.
They're so good. Like I just it just brings you back. We need to bring them into our normal lives. You know what I used to always play? It goes, little Sally Walker walking down the street. She didn't know what to do, so she stopped in front of me. She said, and then you choreograph a little dance, and you go,
obsessed.
Hey girl, do your thing, and switch.
Oh my gosh.
And then you go, hey girl, do your thing, and switch. And then you run around.
I'm obsessed. We
need to start playing these.
I know. We need to bring them into Brooklyn. We have one game on the show called Eat That Ass Up, and that's the one where they show like a thing on the screen, and it's like the baby daddy drive by, and it go eat that ass up, eat that ass up, and then you have to do a dance that looks like the caption or whatever.
Oh, yeah, I love that. You have to be like Skittles.
One of them was like hip hop Karen, and I was like, I had my phone, and I was like,
hip hop. Yeah, exactly.
Karen,
you're like
phones.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Hip hop Karen. I love that.
Yeah, there was a lot of Karen jokes this season too.
I was gonna say, I actually, before you even went to go do Wild and Out, I was like, you're gonna get a lot of Karen. Okay, you're good.
I actually thought I would get more. There was more jokes about Karens, but no one called me a Karen that much. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're literally not a Karen.
I know.
That helps.
I know, it was funny. And then there was one episode where I had to do a Karen rap, and that was fun too.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, any other tea, any other secrets?
Any other secrets? Nothing really. Just kind of like got in deeper with everyone there, and
Oh, that's good.
feeling good, feeling like I'm more a part of the crew. I think for 2 seasons it was like, okay, she's funny, but now it's like now I'm getting talked to on a deeper level.
Yeah, now they because you got to warm up and stuff.
You got to warm up.
And how was everyone like coming out of COVID? Like, was everyone kind of like
It was
a little
rough.
weird, or like they've had rough years?
It was rough. Mostly just like it took a couple days of episodes for people to be like funny. That's pretty much it. And people were fine for the most part. We had to get COVID tested like every 2 days, which was annoying.
That sucks.
And like there was like COVID officers walking around, and if we didn't have our mask on, they would be like, then they would hand us a mask.
Oh wow!
Shut
Oh my god!
up.
When I was an extra on that show,
Yeah.
they were insane about the masks. And there was someone whose job, like you're saying, COVID handler, they would come around and like this. So when we would start shooting, they'd scream, "Masks off!
Yes.
Masks off!"
Yes.
And then the second we would be done, they'd be like, "That's a wrap." Masks on!
Masks
They were
on.
screaming at us. It was like
Insane.
crazy.
Insane. Yeah, the
It was
guy,
crazy.
we weren't allowed to like eat inside, and the guy would be like, if you are eating, you need to leave the green. Like, it was like, that's why people by the end were like, get me fucking out of here.
That is really annoying. And I don't mean to sound like a COVID denier at all. Of
Not
course,
at
I was
all.
not a COVID denier, but it's like, do we really need the testing constantly, plus
know.
a bubble, plus a mask, plus a screamer mask, like person? Like, that's a lot.
Plus, I have the vaccine, and plus,
Yeah. Plus, you got the vaccine.
Meanwhile, LA is fully open as we're on set, and they sent an email that was like, "We are still complying with COVID." Do not get me wrong; I am thankful to be there, but
yeah,
By
I
the-
think the movies people are just like, we would rather do anything than like be
Yes.
sued or like
totally,
insurance
you
issues.
never know, and if one case pops up, they have to shut the whole thing down. So I
Right.
totally get it, and that would have sucked ass if we had to stop and then like wait 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, that would really suck. Okay, Nick Cannon has a new
Yes.
baby mama.
He does.
And I really wish that I had angled my life differently and been one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas.
And literally, he's got another one coming, and I think he wants to create an empire of babies. And I've been like,
a cannon of cannons, if you
he
will.
is shooting his cannon, and his targets are in his line. And I'm like, I wasted 2 seasons not flirting with this guy, but
Once he saw your alien hair, he was like, nope.
he's like, I was gonna get with you, but no. I honestly am like, damn. To me, I feel like it's randomly super hot that he gets these people.
It is hot. It's
You're like,
really
what
hot.
the fuck? All of a sudden, I'm like,
It's-
okay.
It makes me think he's sort of like next level, like thinker. Like he's sort
Yeah.
of like, yeah, like let me spread my seed across
I'm
America.
like, that's how I feel, and I'm like, all these women are so like beautiful and like,
And they're not canceling
happy.
him. Like they're not mad.
No, they're happy. He's just,
It's sort of like The Giver when you think about
it's
it.
literally The Giver. So he had twins while we were filming, and I think there's someone else is pregnant too.
Yeah, someone I think just had a baby.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Now, did y'all like congratulate him on the twins? Were you guys like, congrats, Nick?
There was mild congrats. Nick on set is very doesn't talk about personal stuff. It's more so
Yeah, he wouldn't.
We celebrate other people's birthdays, but there was no there wasn't an announcement like he had twins today.
Right. You just saw it in the news and stuff.
Yeah. He comes on, he hosts, and then leaves. And then the last day they did like an impromptu like rap for him. They were like, Justina was like, Nick, I have so much to say. In fact, you made me famous. I don't know what we would do without you and you without us.
Oh.
There's like a little rap. It was but that was the only, he's very like, let's get this done. And famous people are on different planets.
Famous people, it's like they must be exhausted all the fucking time.
Totally. And he has to have his probably diet and exercise down to a T to work on as many things. And I never saw him look tired. He shows up, he does the dance, he makes some noise, wilding out, always on. And by today, he's probably on to his next fucking thing. He probably already forgot everything that happened on stage, you know?
I know. I think I once heard that Anderson Cooper doesn't eat food. He just drinks like NutriShake things all day.
Insane.
And at first I was like, that's insane. And then I was kind of thinking like, he probably doesn't have time to eat. Like
literally.
He probably like just like gets handed the juice and then gets handed like the smoothie and it really just fills him up. He's got a little, maybe a little Adderall in his system. He's fine. Yeah. And then he probably has to go to a fancy business dinner and then he probably eats then.
Yeah, if then.
But
if his
you just got to get handed your shit.
Totally. If his nutritionist says, yes, you can, because they have to control how much they sleep. And if it's like, if I drink a beer, I'll get less than 6 hours of ample sleep. I can't do that. It's like down to a fucking T because he has to wake up the next day and go to the studio or I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason like I do want to be successful, and this doesn't mean I'm going to like work harder or like be funnier or actually work on myself.
Right.
But my dream is to just get carted around and then perform.
I want to get carted. I want to be on. I want someone to lift me out of bed, forklift me over to the next thing.
I literally want my assistant to be like, read this. And then me be like, okay, you can take it out of my face now. And then they take it out of my face.
100%.
And then they hand me my smoothie and then my juice number 5. And then I get, and this is all in the back of an Escalade.
All while my hair is getting done.
All while my hair and nails at the same time are getting done. And then I step out and then I perform for an hour and then I just like come back in and then I'm just like, okay, what's next? And they're like, okay, we're driving to Malibu. And I'm like,
we're driving to Malibu. You don't even know what city you're in. If you are, if you're like Jackson, then you say, can we stop at a bar?
Can we stop at a bar where Lady Gaga is?
I don't even know what city I'm in. That's like, if you're like feeling vibey one night, you maybe stop at a local place and surprise everyone there.
That would be fun. I do feel as if I was a real celebrity, I have social anxiety now.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was a real celebrity, I don't know if I would leave my house ever.
I know. Even on the show, like Justina's, I think one of the most recognizable people on Wild 'N Out. She's like, I don't really go out that much because people really freak me out, and you never know, like if they'll follow you home or.
It's scary.
She's scary, and her hair is so recognizable that like you have to cover yourself up.
Wait, I actually have something to say. It might be a little dark and depressing for the show, but I was thinking about this and I actually wanted to talk to you about this. I feel like it's really dark in like switching from celebrity and like being scared to like just us.
Yeah.
Like it's a little. Okay, we know comedy is a sexist game. Like,
obviously.
It's for the boys. We're just in here trying to hang out.
Trying to hang out. We're like, you guys are so funny.
Just like, you guys are hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, and I've said this before, like being a female comedian is like being a black Trump supporter. Like they don't support me. They don't want me to live my best life. They don't want to watch my comedy or care about my life. But they do, you know, they love the vote. You know, they're like, okay, she's here. Love the
100%.
I think it's like, okay, so we as comedians on social media posting about the shows you're doing is like part of the game. Like it is just
100%.
100%. You have to do it. A, you want people to see you're getting booked. B, you want to like show off that you're getting booked. C, you get booked more if people see you're getting booked on other shows. So you have to share it. but it's kind of horrifying. Like as women, I don't want to show where I'm at a lot of the time.
I don't want to show where I'm at a lot of the time. And I think about this constantly. You're just posting your workplace, and your workplace is where people go and you want people to go. But at the same time, it's dark out. You're in the middle of a city and you're giving them exact locations of where you are.
Yeah, like I sort of feel like I want to like create like a, you know, like Mothers Against Drunk Driving, like
Yeah.
like like a charity to like protect females. But then
Totally.
I'm like, I still post where I'm at all the time, but like it's kind of horrible that we just post where we're at.
I know. And like I haven't had a ton of things, but I had one guy like want to hang at a show, and I was like, no, I'm posting so you can buy tickets. And I have slowed down with what I post, because it's like, okay, I'm not going to post like a deep Brooklyn rooftop where it's like absolute chaos. I post like only the clubs, and I say like, go to their website for official tickets paid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know it's hard. I mean, it happens to everyone. It happened to me, even not with like a creepy guy, but like actually with like a girl who I didn't want coming, but then
Yeah.
I'm like posting that I'm
Right.
there.
Right.
It happened to Drew actually the other week. Some like weird guy like drove from New Jersey. Like
Ugh.
it's just
Totally.
like, I guess it's tale as old as time. And I guess like the big comics, like people like Dave Attell have weirdos too.
Weirdos. Everyone has weirdos. But it's so, I think about this every day. I'm like, I love to make people laugh, but you're entering into a realm where you're like perceived publicly, and that's kind of scary. And you're just like, what are you doing? Why couldn't you
What are you doing?
Why couldn't you just be hugged as a child and just be a nurse, you know?
I know. That's the thing. Well, I don't want to get too dark, but I did want to bring that up.
No.
Wait,
it's
I have
true.
something else funny to say.
Okay.
But if you have another topic, you can talk first.
No.
But I have something funny to say.
Is it celebrity related?
It's not exact. It's influencer Instagram related.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so you're going to be obsessed with this, and I
Okay.
know you don't know about this because I just found out. So there's no
Okay.
way, because it's hot off the press.
Okay.
But do you know how I'm obsessed with that Instagram influencer? It's Me Tinks.
I know how you're obsessed with Me Tinks, yes. And I follow her on
Yes, and-
TikTok.
yes. So she's like an Instagram influencer and a TikToker.
Yeah.
You are absolutely gonna die when once I tell you this story, because this is probably the funniest thing I've ever seen happen.
Yes.
Recently.
Totally.
So Tinks is, and you guys shout out to her. I love her content. Like she is really like, she's not funny at all. Like it's very clear she has
Yeah.
no sense of humor, but basic people think she's funny. You know what I mean? Like they're like,
story of my life, yes.
they're like, she's so hilarious, but she's just this mega hot girl who
Yeah,
like
mega.
is super she's older. She's like 32, I think. And she's
She went to
really into like,
Stanford.
yeah, she went to Stanford. She was like a sorority girl. She's kind of just like the definition of like basic, fun, happy brunch bitch. And
Brunch
she wears cool clothes. She has like, she'll like post what she eats in a day.
Yeah.
She'll post like links to like different women businesses. She's
Yes.
very like all for women. She does like relationship advice. She
Yes.
does like all this stuff.
She's literally Jared Freed.
Yeah, exactly. So recently, except for more like full influencer,
Yeah.
like she branded herself. Like she calls things like the Tinks salad
The
and like
Tinks cup.
the Tinks cup and like the Tinks smoothie.
Allison Roman of TikTok.
Exactly. The Allison, exactly. And I really like her because honestly, it's hard for me to find positivity a lot of the time.
True.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And watching her just kind of like vibe out
Yeah.
and be basic and
Yeah.
like have fun and drink a lot and like
Yeah.
be hungover some days brings me a lot of joy. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she's just so positive.
Yeah.
So recently she got a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you have been seeing her boyfriend TikToks, but she
Only like maybe a few weeks ago, she was like, boyfriend weekend. I know, it's so crazy, guys. I'm falling hard and it's embarrassing. And I was like,
exactly. So
and she's
been
sort
like,
of someone who's like branded as single, like
Yes.
very like here's 10 reasons why I'm single. You know?
Exactly. And she's very like super into like the relationship advice stuff. And like a girl will ask her like, hey Tinks, what do I do if a guy asks me for a same day date? And she'll be like, absolutely fucking not. He should respect your time, blah, 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 all this stuff.
Right.
So it was kind of shocking when she did reveal that she had a boyfriend. Everyone was like, oh my God, like so happy for you. And she was posting about this boyfriend like nonstop, like 14 times a day. Like, and she never posted who it was. She would only have like his arm in like sort of a photo and all this stuff. Yeah. She never posted who he was, but she would post like with the boy, like on a walk with the boy, like boyfriend took me to the nicest dinner for my B-day. Like, oh my God, like B-day look like with my boy. Literally yesterday, she posted on her Instagram story, like, look at what my boyfriend just ordered for dinner. Like, you guys know that kind of, he had ordered like barbecue and mac and cheese, which is what I would order.
Right.
But
her boyfriend is
like,
Drew.
Literally, it's Drew. I know. I'm like, wait. But she's like, always date someone you eat the same as. Look at this. He ordered so different from me. Like, this is crazy. Click over. The next Instagram story, Maddie, is her on TikTok in full makeup. Tears pouring. She's like, he broke up with me. Tinks got broken up with, okay? And Maddie, it is the most cringe thing I have ever seen in my life. She did a full TikTok sobbing. Like fully like tears pouring down her face. She's crazy. I mean, she's fucking crazy.
This is the thing is like, dude, after we're 25, 26, like,
we don't need to be posting
We don't need to be posting things like that. We don't need to call someone a boyfriend unless we know we're going to be with him forever. Like,
I know.
What happened
it's like
here?
Here's the thing. It's like she's supposed to be like this role model for girls. And I'm sort of like at the place of like, is oversharing a good role model?
Being a role model would be like, oh, man reveal, I've been with him 6 months. I didn't want to say anything because I'm a mature adult. And
I know.
I'm finally going to put him on the gram a little bit. That's what we do now. I agree. This is like college stuff.
This is college stuff. And I kind of am like, what came first? Her being a young woman influencer, or did the young women demature her a little bit? Like, I don't, because I do think people like me that follow her are rare. I think most of her followers are like 22. So I think like, I think like the young people kind of like hyped her up and gave her like this young energy, and then she like got too excited about the boyfriend thing. But like, this is the thing. Like, we don't need to overshare like this. Like,
we don't need to.
We don't. Whenever you get the impulse to overshare, just think don't, you know?
A little mystery is what Tim Dillon said on his podcast recently. And I was like, you know what? That is so true. Because even during quarantine, I would catch myself like posting a lot or doing a lot of stories and like focus, like doing like trying to be like a TikTok girl. And then like recently I was like, you know what? It's okay to not tell everyone your every move. We don't have to do that.
I definitely have. I've been guilty of way oversharing as well. Like just things that don't need to be told. And it's sort of like, I do feel like I'm maturing a little bit. And I'm like, this might, like, you don't know. And I feel like our parents like kind of fucked us up because they were like, don't post anything on the internet because everyone will see. And then we kind of realized that didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
And now, but I'm to sound like an old ass boomer, I'm like concerned about the future. I'm like, is everyone just going to be oversharing? Like,
I think we are getting to that place, but I think those who are mindful and take care of themselves off screen won't be doing that. For me, it's like I've been able lately to separate the social media from my personal, and I'm like, I'm gonna share what's good for my career, but like stay relatively personal. I'm gonna keep Andrew and my family on the DL. The full-time thing is like, because that's when you enter like branded, like hashtag couple, like no.
It's almost like a prison too. Like you can never get away from it. Like she's gonna have to share like this whole breakup thing, which I mean, she might have lost me as a fan. Like, the breakup thing is so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, and I screen recorded. I'll send it to you. Like, her Instagram stories. She's like, my boyfriend orders different food than me.
Stop.
Next slide. I received the most heartbreaking thing today.
Stop. Well, we don't even
And
know if
did
he
it-
was real. It could have been all a PR stunt. Just to,
I know.
just to like vary the content a little bit. That's the other thing is
Wait,
like with influencers.
That's actually
everything's fake.
I was thinking maybe it was fake.
Stuart, this is my theory on the world right now. We don't watch The Hills anymore. We watch internet people.
Instagram stories.
Yes. We watch Tinks. We watch Victoria Paris. We watch these people. We don't watch the Jersey Shore. We watch TikTok drama. That is our new reality TV.
I was literally I watched her entire breakup video.
Right.
Like, I watched everything, every second of
Right.
it. I was actually wondering, like, could this be just like to switch up her brand? Because she was doing like constant positivity, like maybe a little heartbreak would be helpful. I don't know. I do get into the like, okay, everything can't be a conspiracy, but can it?
when people are big and they got branded Tinks cups, like she's smarter than we Tinks.
Then we tings. Exactly.
And there's always like fake TikTok stuff going on, and then like who knows? Okay, there was that one couple, and the girls like beautiful. They have a
Yes.
baby. They used to do branded baby content and pranks on each other.
I do not think the girl is beautiful because she annoys me so fucking much.
she's
But I know
so-
exactly.
You know who I'm talking. Okay, so they broke up.
I watched their breakup video too.
They had the breakup video, and immediately her content was like single girl living my best life, and she like people are obsessed with her. So the post breakup hype is real. So what if Tink saw her glow up post breakup and how people followed her more after that, and no one talks about the guy anymore? And Tink said, okay, let me go through a breakup and do all these like videos of just like all the single ladies, or like post breakup like dance video, and people comment like, wow, she really is living her best life.
Well, like very like Olivia Rodrigo, like listening to live. Like,
Honestly, breakups are in right now.
breakups are in.
I don't
so
know.
It's very. Yeah, I know. It seems like a lot of effort to be fake, but I'm totally. I did think that did cross my mind. I was like, what if this was all fake? Now, one funny, hilarious thing that happened is that she didn't post any details about him. Like, she didn't post his workplace.
None.
She did, I think, say at one point that he was younger than her, but like we only saw like literally his arm. Like, we never saw
Literally
anything.
his arm. It was like a mannequin arm.
Yeah, it was literally. It was like her producer's like arm. Like,
I think it was her own arm coming through.
exactly. It was like her nails are done. But she didn't post anything about him. And then in her breakup video, she's like sobbing and she's like, please don't go after him. Please don't go attack him. Please have respect for me and be respectful of my community and don't go attack him. Bitch, we don't even know his name.
We
You
don't know
didn't
his
say
name. We don't know
what he does.
looks like.
I wasn't even confident he lived in LA. Like, I don't even know where he lives.
We don't even know where he
Like-
lives. He could be in San Bernardino. I think it's. I don't know. I really think it's fake. I think the hype of the Olivia Rodrigo thing and seeing women glow up after, watch her get a haircut and be like, I learned this week
Breakup
that it's
cut.
about living my best life. I don't need a man.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be the summer of Tinks. Watch.
Hot girl summer. Like, it's
The
perfect time. Like,
literally summer starts officially in 2 days. I literally think this was like she got her team together and was like, how can I have the best analytics this summer? Let me go through a breakup real quick. What?
or maybe she really did date someone and then she dumped him,
Right.
and then spun it. We should write a TV show about like an influencer that. Yeah, we should definitely write a show about this, but I don't want to give away our ideas.
I actually had an idea for a TV show about not an influencer, but a pop star. And it was more focused on her team, kind of like Veep, but with pop stars, and how the team is like, okay, she's getting irrelevant. Let's put her up with another.
Wait, that's a
man.
great idea.
It was actually fire. And but you could also do that with an influencer. Like, okay, so let's make something crazy happen on the gram today.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good.
And the
yeah,
people behind it.
and how dark like the influencers' lives really are. Like
dark
they're
they are.
really the fact that they're just on their phones all the time.
Scary.
It's kind of crazy, and like
It's
you
scary.
can't enjoy anything. Like if I have to send one email, I'm like stressed about it.
I'm
like I can't
stressed.
believe
Yeah.
they just want to do it all the time.
I know. I admire the grind. To us, it looks like they don't do shit, but they actually do quite a bit more than
Yeah.
we give them credit for. And you know what? It's not for me. I've had days where I'm on my phone all the time, and when I come out of it, I'm very like depressed. I'm in a bad place. I'm not doing well on stage because my brain is just like oriented toward
Yeah.
that. So I really feel like you have to, especially if you're in comedy, you have to pick one full or the other.
I actually totally agree. And sometimes I'm hard on myself. Like I'm like, I should be on social media more. Like I should do this. But
Yeah.
it's like, if you really want to be good at stand up, the people that are really good at social media, it does not translate ever.
And even it's so hard. It's so hard.
Life is so hard.
Life is
But
so
thank you for
fucking
letting me-
hard.
Thank you for letting me talk about Tinks, because I just wanted to share, because I knew that you knew how obsessed I was with her.
Yes.
And I thought you would enjoy that tea.
Yes, of
The Tinks
course.
tea.
Yes. So, okay. So we talked about Wild 'N Out. We talked about Tinks. Is there anything else we should cover on this podcast? I know we're flying by the seat of our pants here.
Yeah, we're flying by the seat of our pants. Nothing really huge. Unfortunately, I know you know how hard I work to cancel Chrissy Teigen. Unfortunately, we did have a setback. I don't know if you heard all the tea, but long story short, a designer, Michael Costello, came out against Chrissy Teigen with
Yeah.
great. Like this was going to be the nail in the coffin for
The
her.
nail in the
And it
coffin.
turns out he was lying about everything.
Oh no! I hate
know.
that.
He
Oh my
edited
God.
this. Yeah, he edited the screenshots
Oh
of
my
her
gosh.
apparently, and Chrissy says that she's gonna like take him to court.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's not great. And a few like he's like a fashion designer that apparently like everyone hates in Hollywood. Like apparently
Okay.
he's been like really awful to women, and he was supposed to dress Leona Lewis for this event, and he showed up and she wasn't a size 0, and he got pissed and pulled. He was like, I'm not doing this if you're not a size 0, and left.
Okay.
So like now he's getting canceled, and this is almost making like Chrissy look good, and I'm like, no, but I have faith
She's
in the
literally
justice
like
system.
a fucking roach that you can't get rid of. Like you're like, come on, and then she crawls back in.
And I got insider intel that she is trying to get an Oprah interview a la Meghan Markle.
Stop.
So I really don't want that to happen. I do. Some people I've spoken to say like, there's no way Oprah will give her an interview, and I'm kind of like, she might. Like, we
would
don't
watch.
know.
I would watch.
You know who would watch? Fucking me.
Fucking
like
me.
I
All
would
of us would
watch.
And she's gonna spin it as like, oh, it was so hard being a Victoria's Secret angel, and that's the hardship I had coming up with, and like John and I, we just like want to have a strong family, and the mistakes I've made are like following me and I just feel like people hate women, like it's gonna be twisted about like women and
I know,
the
and
industry,
women and
John
and comedy and how she thought she was being funny and
fun.
this. Like, leave us alone.
Leave
Like,
us alone.
please
I
leave us
beg of
alone.
you. I beg
I'm like
of
the
you.
opposite. You remember Chris Crocker that was like, leave Britney alone?
Yes.
I'm like the opposite. I'm like, Chrissy, leave us alone.
Leave us alone. I beg of you. Yeah, for real. And she keeps just staying in the head. And it's not even like the Kardashians where like people are just like, yeah, we like the Kardashians actually. It's like, no, people like are over you.
We're over her. And also
Just step down.
Chris did cancel the project with Chrissy.
Oh, wow.
So that made me really happy because I was like, Kris Jenner, do not align with Chrissy Teigen on this
fucking
one.
not. Honestly, the whole and the Chrissy apologizing thing, it's all about money too. Because once you lose all those sponsorships, you're like, oh shit, I have less money than I thought, and that's the only reason people are trying to maintain their persona is for
I
the money.
know. And one thing, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I actually am very, very sad. Chrissy's mom, who is like hilarious, and Chrissy sort of like uses her for like mom content.
Yeah.
She was supposed to get a cookbook, and I don't think her mom is going to get a cookbook. And that makes me sad. Her
Right.
mom deserved a cookbook.
Her mom deserved a cookbook, but now because
know?
Chrissy has spread her toxicity throughout the family, it's over. And this is why you have
I
to just be
know.
nice to everyone, if not just like neutral to everyone. Don't be fucking mean. even just like on this show, like people go on to do other stuff. And if you're fucking rude to someone, who knows?
Yeah. And I think a major lesson, like if you know, maybe me and you are kind of the real Tinkses and we're actually giving lessons to the young women of the
We
world.
are.
I think oversharing and like everything doesn't have to be content. Like Chrissy, you don't have to give a public statement on every single part of your life. Like things change once you get wrapped up in that black hole. Like it's a dark world. Like I'm not jealous of Victoria Paris's life. It sounds awful.
It sounds
you
awful.
know?
And the minute the minute people turn on you, it's over.
The more you give them to, the more they have to turn.
The more fodder. If you just stick, the whole live thing, even that Emma Chamberlain, like people are like, they're like, she only hangs out with white people. This is sus as fuck. Like, let's like, can we stop? Like,
I know.
Can we stop putting skinny white girls on a pedestal? And it's like, I'm not getting involved in that world.
No, absolutely not. So yeah, those are my Chrissy thoughts. But
Yeah.
I think let's all just like, we don't have to comment on everything.
We don't have to comment on everything. And at the end of the day, my life is actually very boring. And if I were to try to become an influencer, people would be like, you're actually just really making me fall asleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, no, we're done here.
We're done here.
Anyways.
Anyway, I think that's our pod. We got some Wildin' Out tea out there. I don't talk about Wildin' Out a lot on the podcast, so hopefully I give you guys some interesting tea. And next week we'll be back with our regularly structured segments. And I got some gals from LA coming to my Airbnb. And I think it should be fun. I know. This is.
I'm so excited for you. You're literally Tinks. Wait, you need to go try to find Tinks.
I'm gonna go. Well, Carolyn Gittimer is friends with Tinks, so I think I can make this happen.
Oh, you can see Tinks. Okay,
After-
get the tea. Find out if the boyfriend's real.
I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna text her right now. Anyway, Stuart, where can we find you? And thank you so much for doing the pod.
Oh, thank you for having me. This was too much fun. And you can find me on social media at Stuart and Chill, all of the social medias.
All right, and we'll see you next week, guys. Per usual, like, subscribe, review, blah blah blah. Patreon.com/Maddie Smith, and we'll see you next week. Bye.